Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things that I have learned as I have grown into the person that I am today. And it is already late on Friday evening. It is 7:58, and I'm uploading videos on my other channels. So I thought whenever I do late videos over here, I try to read, oh, I got the wrong book. I wanted to get The Nightlight by Amy Dean. Well, this is where the universe took us. So I got the 24 Hours a Day book, which is my 12-step one. I should look through there really quick and see what it says, because sometimes it is a good meditation for over here, and sometimes it really isn't. It's more just like 12-step based. Oh, this is interesting. My mom has all of this stuff. This was my mom's, and she has all this stuff underlined from September 7th. Should I read to you the September 7th one from my mom? This will be interesting. I'm not going to read the thought for the day because it's completely from the 12-step program based. The meditation for the day it's very religious based, but let's read it and see what it says anyway. It's interesting when my mom goes through here and underlines stuff. Okay, so let's see what she had to say. Meditation for the day. The eternal God is thy refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms. Sheltering arms express the loving protection of God's Spirit. Human beings in their troubles and difficulties need nothing so much as a refuge, a place to relax where they can lay down their burdens and get relief from cares. And this is the part that she underlined, and then she put an asterisk next to. Say to yourself, God is my refuge. Say it until its truth sinks into your very soul. Say it until you know it and are sure of it. Nothing can seriously upset you or make you afraid if God is truly your refuge. And prayer for the day is, I pray that I may go each day to God as a refuge until fear goes and peace and serenity come. I pray that I may feel deeply secure in the haven of His Spirit. It's interesting, whatever your spiritual beliefs are, or if you don't have them at all, to, I think, have a safe place, so to speak. And, there's a saying in recovery that, God didn't bring me this far just to drop me on my butt, right? Or that with God I can get through anything. There's so many sayings, And it's interesting to me because I think that sometimes when we talk about having a higher power or higher power belief, absolute faith, like taking a leap of faith, is really, really difficult, And you think about a leap of faith of jumping off a cliff, and believing that God has your best interest in mind, right? I think that many things that we do in the world, whether you're a spiritual person or you're not a spiritual person, feel like that, Many of the risks that we take and the just opportunities that we take in life, they feel like leaps of faith, don't they? It's whether that's going to college or taking a new job or going on a first date or going out for a coffee date just with a friend that you've just met, right? It's all of those things are leaps of faith. As someone that has a lot of social anxiety, one of the things that's really, really difficult for me is going and doing first things. I am definitely a person of routine. If I get up every day and I kind of make my list for the day and take the dogs out and do my prayers and meditation, and then I go get my coffee at Starbucks and I drive around for a little bit and listen to my audiobook, come home, make videos, hang out with my husband and the dogs, then vlog late at night and, listen to an audiobook or a podcast now is what I'm listening to as well. I do very well in routine, but when it's something new that I have to do, I get very nervous about that. And, in the past, I just wouldn't do those things. There was so much in life that I missed out on because I just would not do those things. And I'm just not willing to do that anymore, And so I've really tried to create new things in my life to get excited about. New opportunities, new things I haven't done before, where in the past, I would have just said absolutely not. We're getting ready to go on a couples trip for one of our very dear friends' birthdays. Our friends Melissa and Jason that I talk about in all my videos. Melissa and I are getting ready to start a podcast. So for Jason's birthday, he wanted to do this couples trip to Las Vegas. I'm not somebody that loves couples trips. I wouldn't know because I've never done one before. And I've gone with one couple and I do very well with one couple, but I'm not a person that, does real well. And so at first I was kind of I don't want to go, right? And then they were it would really mean a lot to us if you went. And so I said to my husband, I said, let's just go. It'll be fun. I'll make the most of it. And that's where I'm trying to be today is back in the day, to any parties, bachelor parties, bridal showers, bachelorette parties, whatever. I just, weddings, I would just say no. And a lot of it, I think, was also based in my insecurity over my weight. So I would just say no to things, right? And I missed out so much on life. And what's so funny is when we originally booked this trip, like in March or April, like I was so terrified to go, right? And now I'm like super excited about it. I was talking to Melissa on the phone today, and you know, she was like, "Are you starting to pack?" And I'm like, "Yeah, kind of. You know, I don't know what to take." And I'm excited about it. And we have kind of like an itinerary of dinners and stuff like that. So I think it'll be fun. And I'm excited about like, you know, meeting some new people and things like that. Because I know like half the couples and the other couples I don't. So, you know, I do think it's about always having that safe place for you, you know? And I think for me, like my safe places are recovery. I can go into any meeting anywhere in the world and I can feel like I'm at home, you know? That's the first thing. The other thing is just my physical home is a safe place for me. It doesn't have to be a spiritual place. Your safe place does not have to be a spiritual place, you know? And then I think it also is for me, my higher power, my relationship with, you know, what I choose to call God. But I don't think if I sat down and talked to you about it, you wouldn't be like, well, that's not a textbook, you know, belief system. Yeah, I pick from many different spiritual backgrounds and kind of put them all together and believe in, you know, love, compassion, kindness, understanding, and forgiveness. And, you know, for me, that is a safe place because when I'm going through something, it's like I feel, and I do, like, I know this is crazy, but this is just me. I very much see like a physical being relationship with that I kind of like in my head. I do have, you know, conversations with my higher power. I very much do. And so I don't feel alone when I'm going through things. Not as much as I used to, you know. That doesn't mean that like my prayers are always answered. That doesn't mean that I always get my way or that the thing that I'm praying for like is resolved the next day. Or, you know, I've had so many people say to me through the years, just pray on it, pray on it, pray on it. There's a lot of stuff that I've prayed on that weeks later I still don't feel like I've heard an answer. And sometimes I look back on that and I'm like, well, the answer was right in front of you. Or maybe I wasn't getting an answer at all, you know. I'm very logical when it comes to this whole God thing. I really am. You know, like I said in my video the other day, if, you know, people look back, people have said, well, what if you look back on the end of your life and there is no God? You know, my husband's a complete atheist, so we have conversations about this. And, you know, it's like, well, what if I look back on my life and there is no higher power, there is no meaning to anything? It's like, or there is no afterlife. Well, first of all, I won't know, right? And second of all, like I haven't missed out on anything by believing that there's somebody up there or out there next to me or wherever that has my back, right? That wants me to learn from my experiences. And I haven't lost anything by that. I've only gained, I think, you know? So interesting meditation that my mom highlighted. Oh, and you know what? I was like, that wasn't even from September. And what is so crazy is I had my finger in the book like this, and it was on, and she hasn't, you guys, honestly, she hasn't highlighted a lot of these or underlined. I mean, there's just not a lot. And it was from July 1st. And this is another one, meditation for the day. This is interesting. So since it's right there, maybe this is like, I'm hearing this from my mom, who knows? This is interesting, meditation for the day. Learn daily the lesson of trust and calm in the midst of the storms of life. Whatever of sorrow or difficulty the day may bring, God's command to you is the same. Be grateful, humble, calm, and loving to all people. Leave each soul the better for having met you or heard you. I feel like I read this before on here. For all kinds of people, this should be your attitude, a loving desire to help and an infectious spirit of calmness and trust in God. You have the answer to loneliness and fear, which is calm faith in the goodness and purpose in the universe. Wow. I pray that I may be calm in the midst of storms. I pray that I may pass on this calmness to others who are lonely and full of fear. I think it's hard, you know. I really have to tell you that, like, any calmness, stillness, peace, and serenity that I have received is only from seeing it in other people and modeling that after them, you know. And I have to say that other people, like dear friends of mine and family and my husband and my best friend and my sponsor, those people are safe havens for me. They are my safe spaces, you know, that kind of like take me out of everything else. And you know, sometimes I think we live in this world where we're so tuned into our cell phones and so tuned into social media and so tuned into the news and what's going on Facebook and Twitter and everywhere else, right? And like sometimes it's okay just to turn off your phone, put your phone away for just a few hours. I know it's hard for us to do that. And, you know, just be with people. And that's something that I struggle with too, you know, because everything I do is online. So it's something that I struggle with too. But when I set it aside, you know, it's really healthy for me. It's like, the week that that our dog Pee-Pee passed away, and I put out statements and saying I'm not going to be online, I'm not going to film any videos, and that was like such a great, healthy week for me, because it really allowed me to grieve the loss of our dog, which was my best friend always and forever, and it also really made me realize that I'm way too connected to all of that stuff, you know, and it just was like, not checking there were like, I wouldn't even, other than to listen to an audiobook, take my phone to like the pool or the beach, because it was just so nice to be that disconnected from having to do all that and just feel my feelings and feel my emotions, you know? I think sometimes we're way too connected, and for me sometimes social media, my phone, all that static is not safe for me. It's not a safe place for me. Sometimes I have to pull back, put the phone down, plug it in, and just let it be, you know? So anyway, well, thank you, Mom, for those meditations today. Those were unexpected, right? So let me know if you feel that you have a safe place and what your safe place is in the comment section below. And if you don't, you know, like, you can always find one. You know, you can always kind of think about, well, I don't have a safe place. What would be my safe place? If I had a safe place in a perfect world, what would that look like, you know? Maybe not a mansion on the Riviera, you know? But, you know, a chalet on the Riviera. But would it be a chalet? It'd be a chalet in the Alps and a mansion in the Riviera, I guess. But anyway, ask yourself what that safe place would look like, you know? Would it be people? You know, do you not feel safe around certain people? People that I don't feel safe around are not in my life today. And I mean, like, I feel like I'm not, like, my best interest is not in their, like, my well-being and my best interest is not in their mind, right? Like, those people are not in my life today because they're not safe people to me, you know? And I'm sorry, but I've been here enough on this earth to learn that I've wasted my time with a lot of people that did not have my best interest in mind, that I have got to surround myself with safe people and safe places today. And you deserve the same. And you absolutely deserve the same. So if you need help with that, please seek somebody professional to talk to, you know, or you can start setting limits and boundaries in your own life if you're able to do that. On very serious situations, please seek somebody professional to talk to about that. But great meditations today. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.